Whitney Houston and Denzel Washington light up the big screen in The Preacher's Wife.
When she opens her mouth to sing, she is the eighth wonder of the world.
When he grins at you, it's it's like a light.
Background actor! And look like you're having a good time!
Get ready to go behind the scenes of this feel-good holiday film and find out how Denzel and Whitney broke the ice with their co-stars.
I'd always kiss him all the time on the cheeks and stuff.
One hug and she melts.
Director Penny Marshall and her cast reveal what really happened on the set of this nicey nice movie.
It was bitter. Blow-ups on the set?
It was hellacious.
And now that the movie's finished, learn how our stars plan to spend their holidays.
I would be lying if I told you what I called Tony.
You'll only find it here on E's half-hour look behind the scenes of The Preacher's Wife.
You Henry Biggs?
Yes, I'm a pastor over at St. Matt's.
Bingo.
Every Friday, 8 o'clock.
In
My
The
name's
Preacher's
Douglas.
Wife, God sends an angel on a mission to help a troubled minister and his family. Denzel Washington stars as the rookie angel named Dudley.
Is this some kind of joke?
No, he doesn't make jokes.
He?
Capital H, capital E. I want you to know that together, the three of us can help get you through this little crisis you're having.
Look, I'm
No,
Denzel is best known for his powerful dramatic performances in films such as this year's Courage Under Fire, Philadelphia, Malcolm X, and Glory. While he says he's always been a brooder on the set, the actor had to lighten up considerably for this role.
For example, a film like Courage Under Fire, about, killing some of your own men, and, it requires a different type of concentration. Comedy, if that's what I was doing, is much harder, actually. But the only way I felt I could go at it was to just stay loose.
You see this man on screen, and he plays all these very serious and, very, straight-faced roles, and then you get him on the set, and he acts like this total clown, and you're like, who's this man? Who sent you exactly?
The top man himself, Mrs. B.
Whitney Houston stars as Julia, the wife of a minister who has begun to question his ability to lead his congregation. The preacher's devotion to the community has left his wife feeling lonely and frustrated. With the successful films The Bodyguard and Waiting to Exhale under her belt, this musical superstar is beginning to feel more comfortable with the movie-making process.
I am a musician from the beginning and in heart. I'm used to functioning on my own schedule, so to speak. And when you do a movie, you're not on your own schedule. You have to be at somebody else's time. And that's pretty difficult for me at first, that 6 o'clock in the morning stuff. And just the whole, take after take after take after take, and getting your mark right. And, the whole thing, it was it's pretty overwhelming at times. That's pretty difficult for me at first.
They look beautiful, let's go right again. No, I need my 10 people.
In meeting their respective challenges, Whitney and Denzel soon learned they could rely on each other for support.
Well, I work with her, try to work with her, singing.
Yes, I recall.
I've trained her, and she's grown. She was a small voice when I met her, but I don't want to take credit for things. But
Yeah, he did. He taught me everything I know, and I taught him everything he knows about acting.
Did you like this? Whitney is like my sister, and I feel like a protector or something like that, like a big brother to her. It was just always fun. It was like two kids from the neighborhood who've done well. It's like, don't tell anybody, like we're going to wake up and we'll find out this was all a dream.
There was some times Denzel and I would laugh, for an hour about stuff. Just really hearty laughing, because he's silly and so am I. So, it's the connection was so cool. I'm Goof Mama, he's Goof Daddy.
Goof Daddy.
What is that?
The dancing scene in the movie, I was doing all that crazy, silly stuff.
Oh, what's that one?
The Popeye. She started to call me Goof Daddy.
And it stuck?
Well, it will now, thank you.
Will now. Thank you very much. Okay.
Now, I've seen the way she looks at you.
Really? Really?
All right, all right.
Courtney Vance stars as Julia's husband, the beleaguered Reverend Henry Biggs. Courtney says this role helped him find his way back to the Lord in real life. In playing the preacher, he relied on the church setting for inspiration.
We will help our poor. We will help our young and our lonely and our needy.
I'm really someone who believes in using everything around me. My choir helped me. My sister Houston was right behind me, and she was saying, a little more fervor there, Reverend. Everybody broke out laughing. Okay, I'm coming, warming up.
Gospel great Sissy Houston is Whitney's mother, but she plays the church organist in the movie. Whitney's on-screen mother is portrayed by stage and screen veteran Jennifer Lewis.
And this is Julia's mother, Mrs. Coleman.
Of course it is. Well, it's obvious where Julia's beauty comes from.
And me with my hair looking like this. He was even more gorgeous than I thought. I was right in his face most of the time, and I got to say what every woman in America wants to say.
Excuse her.
What are you doing?
Now, that's what I call good looking.
Assistant? I haven't heard anything about no... Oh, my Lord. Am I getting fired?
No.
Whitney's Waiting to Exhale co-star and former dream girl Loretta Devine portrays the bishop's scatterbrained secretary.
She's not very competent at her job. She has 3 kids, 3 babies. Her husband just left her, and she's terrified of this new guy that's come in.
Let me get you some coffee.
Coffee? You made coffee on that machine? I've been trying for 6 weeks to figure out that machine. My babies need to...
Director Penny Marshall liked Loretta's work so much, she expanded her role. And we wondered if Loretta took any heat from her co-stars for that.
They all had huge roles. Get out of here. No, I don't think they care.
Gregory Hines also stars as Joe Hamilton, the town's ruthless real estate magnate. And Lionel Richie makes an appearance as the owner of a jazz club. Most of the actors knew each other from their early days as struggling performers.
We were all in New York together in the 80s. Gregory, Jennifer, all of us. We were like going around trying to audition and get stuff on Broadway at the same time.
Gregory Hines, Loretta Devine, you know, Whitney and Denzel. We just laughed all the time. It was old home week. There we all were in the makeup trailer, warm and toasty and getting our faces made, making a big film, and we felt great.
You're the man in the street, in the snow, and...
My name's Dudley, and I'm here to help your father.
I'm Jeremiah.
It's nice to meet you, Jeremiah.
6-year-old Justin Pierre Edmond stars as the preacher's son, Jeremiah. Having only appeared in television commercials, Justin had to fight hard for this role.
Well, I kept auditioning till, and about 8 or 7 times, and then I went for the screen test. While I was doing my nativity play at my church, someone beat my mom, and it was them, and they got in the movie.
You can't understand half of what he's saying. He's the greatest speller that ever lived. This kid can spell anything, anything. It's amazing. He's so bright.
So what does the sheep say in this play, anyway?
He was just the sweetest lad. I'd always kiss him all the time on the cheeks and stuff. You know, I don't know if he liked it or not, but I'd always get some sugar in.
This kid would show up. Jennifer, you want to play? And I'd be over there like in hibernation, you know, wrapped up in 15 coats. And the coats came off.
Hi, Mom. My feet sore. I want to walk.
But making a movie is not all fun and games. Justin's youthful exuberance sometimes tried the director's patience.
Well, they were still rolling, and I just stood out like this. Ah!
Then what happened?
Everyone laughed, except Penny, who put me off the set.
But Justin didn't let that incident sour him on the business. He still plans to continue acting when he feels like it.
Well, actually, I have a 3-picture deal with Disney. So I have 2 more movies to go.
Denzel Washington chose Penny Marshall to direct The Preacher's Wife. The former sitcom star has built a solid career directing uplifting films such as Big, Awakenings, and A League of Their Own. And like her brother, director Gary Marshall, no one can talk about Penny without imitating her.
I think everybody was just making fun of Penny. We couldn't understand a damn thing she said. Jennifer, you and Whitney, come on in. What did she say?
And if she doesn't know something, she just turns, do you think we should do that there? And they say, yeah. And she said, okay, this is what we're gonna do.
Well, what are we doing today, Penny? I don't know. Let's look around. So, Penny.
I listen to Penny, and it's like, I've heard it all my life because I hear Laverne. You know, so it's like I kind of know what she's talking about, you know. But the favorite one that we all love is, all right, you know, it's all right, you ready? That's the one we all love, yeah.
Life is always awful to her. It just seems like it's all going to end in any moment. You give her a hug and she just melts. She's a sweet lady.
Loud, I can't hear you.
No one could blame Penny for whining on this movie. She shot The Preacher's Wife last year in the Northeast during one of that region's most brutal winters.
It was bitter. So everyone would huddle in their campers. And instead of, being out there, it was cold. There were 70 snowstorms, 2 huge blizzards.
When we were outside in the cold for the first 2.5 months, it was hellacious.
Jack Frost was nipping at my nose and a few other places.
There's one scene, it looks like I'm crying. I'm not. It's just the wind. Oh, I was, but it wasn't for any emotional reason. It was cold.
Once we hit the set, then we were okay. Except that because we were so cold outside, we had so many layers showing through that by the time we got to the stage, here they are still in turtlenecks, and now they're sweating to death. So we had to get all the air conditioning fixed so that we could keep them cool.
Things heated up on the set in another way, too. It all started when Whitney insisted on singing live with the Georgia Mass Choir instead of lip-syncing.
I didn't want to lip-sync with the Georgia Mass Choir. You just don't lip-sync with the Georgia Mass. You sing. I got hoarse and hoarse every time, but each take, it got more robust and more heartfelt, you know, because I was reaching down for something and pulling it up.
And that's when all hell, or should I say all heaven, broke loose.
These are church-going folk, you know, when they sing and they get off, you know, as I do, you know. But this one particular time, I think it was a Friday. It was before the weekend was coming. We knew we were going to have a couple of days off. And I said, listen, just let go. Just let it go. I said, just let it ride. And the Holy Spirit came and descended upon us, and we just started making a joyful noise to God.
She finishes the song, and then they don't stop. They're yelling cut, and the congregation is going wild, and and the band keeps going, and Whitney keeps going, and there's no yelling cut. They're not listening, and so you just enjoy it.
When you call on the Spirit, you know it's going to come.
Rolling. They sang for like a half an hour to lift the spirits of all the extras who were sitting there and to everyone there, and it just lifts your spirits. Because, I mean, it's a grind. You're working every day, getting up every morning, working late every night, you know, so you need sometimes a little distraction.
In The Preacher's Wife, an angel on his first mission gets too involved with a woman he's supposed to be helping.
No, you don't.
Likewise, the woman finds herself attracted to the angel.
You know you love him.
Yeah, he knows it too. That's the problem. He knows I'll always be there. Just like a pet. Ouch!
See? God doesn't like ugly. You see? You ever had your farm read?
Okay.
I see a beautiful woman with a good heart. Only has to open her eyes to realize that everything she ever wanted, she already has.
But these two actors lose their way only temporarily. And we wondered if there have been times when Denzel and Whitney have lost their way in real life.
No, never. No, I mean, you know, that's a part of life.
I have been low on spirit. I have sometimes forgotten to thank God or pray as often as I should. But I don't intend to lose my faith.
We all have made mistakes that hopefully we learn from and grow from.
But isn't it harder to stay on the right path when you're rich and famous?
You know, fame or fortune or whatever just magnifies what you are and what you have to deal with in your own personal life. So if you have problems, they will be magnified. If you have triumphs, they will be magnified.
Superstardom also means living under a magnifying glass. But Whitney, who's constantly hounded by the press, thinks that's a bad analogy.
They never get it right, so how much are they really magnifying? How much do they really know?
Denzel.
Both Whitney and Denzel must juggle the demands of stardom with family life. Denzel has 4 children with his wife Pauletta, and Whitney and her husband Bobby Brown are expecting their second child this summer.
This gets crazy, you know? Yes, I bring my life with me, which is my daughter. I bring her with me. I keep her with me as much as I can, And my husband and I try to maintain the fact and try to make sure that when I'm on tour, he's home. When I'm doing something, you know, he travels with me, with her, you know. We just try to keep it where, you know, we're not so extended.
It's gotta be rough.
Sometimes. For he and I, it's rough. Because we don't get to see each other often enough.
Denzel tries to check his Hollywood persona at the door when he gets home.
You know, we just have a regular family life. We, you know, I coach sports, you know, football and baseball with my sons and, you know, work on their little electric Jeep, you know, or just try to just do normal things, you know. That doesn't change. There's no movie star way of raising kids, I mean, that I would use.
Families, when they get together, you know, especially when you have jobs like Bobby and I have, and you don't get to see them through the year. You know, this past Thanksgiving, I had all my in-laws to the house, and we just had the best
Tell me you cooked.
time. I would be lying if I told you I cooked, honey.
I'm in my hometown at Christmas time. It's my birthday's coming up in 2 weeks. It's my time of the year. We're in a lovely, fun-filled, happy, kind of upbeat movie. I mean, what's there to complain about?
This Christmas, we're just going to be a little smaller, just my husband and my children. And my brother and his kids and stuff, you know, be very small.
Well, I just love everything about Christmas, you know. I love waking up in the morning, you know, sneaking down there early. You know, now it's for some, well, I can't say what I'm doing because my children.
We usually send the kids to bed about maybe 11 o'clock, 12 midnight. You know, we watch TV, tell stories, stuff like that, you know, drink a little eggnog, you know, a little rum in it or whatever, you know. And then later on, we try to put the toys together, which is not cool.
Some assembly required.
Oh, man, and that's the fun part. That's when the fun begins.
Don't look for Penny Marshall this Christmas. By the time you see this, she'll be vacationing in Cambodia and Laos. Apparently, the director doesn't like to be in town when her movies hit the screen.
I don't like to be around when the picture opens.
Why?
Because I don't want to hear they call you with numbers, they call you with this. I'd rather go away.
So if you're watching E! From Southeast Asia, Merry Christmas, Penny, and we hope your picture will be well received.